What's up, everybody? It's your boy GreedHD coming at y'all with another video today. And today, as y'all can see from the title of this, I'm tweaking. From the title of this video and the look of this thumbnail, y'all already know I'm back with another MCU talk, but I'm joined by my boy Tine Pizza this time.
Good morning, piece of people.
Yeah, go ahead and you know hit that subscribe button on his shit. I'm gonna put it down the Nope, I'm fucking tripping right now. In the description below. I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna put his link down there, and y'all go check him out. But yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna let the intro play, and we gonna explain to y'all what we doing and what we finna talk about after this. So, in regards to like the new Avengers, this has been a thing that had been revealed, and I was thinking like, maybe I should make a video on it. Then I was gonna have my homie Tine Pizza join me because he got hella information and hella facts on this shit. So I was like, okay, well then, yeah, we can talk about it and we can make a video on it. So, Tine, you want to explain exactly what we doing?
Okay, so as we were seeing, like the Avengers we got right now are obviously disbanded, right? And they're gone. Like we got 2 of them dead and 4 of them are just chilling somewhere. Professor Hulk, he's I don't know, just being a professor. Thor left Earth. Hawkeye with his family, and yeah, the rest of them they just chilling. Well, not really. Yeah. So we were thinking that we need a whole new team, especially since like recently there's been a bunch of rumors about a new Avengers team or whatever, right? And we were thinking that we don't fully think it's just gonna be the new Avengers with like full-on adults, right? Because really, the only reason we had an Avengers team in the first place of full-on adults was because they didn't know how to handle their own stuff. Like they didn't know there were other like super powered people like that around the world, just chilling around and doing stuff. So the reason we're doing the team, the people that we're choosing is like younger kids, and we're just calling them new Avengers just because we got to give them time to grow up. But they're gonna be the young Avengers basically, but we're just gonna be calling them the new Avengers for this video.
So first we can start off with, who was it? I think it was Hawkeye's daughter.
Yeah, it was Hawkeye's daughter. And one thing I like to know, how like I really think she's gonna be the new Hawkeye, right? Because notice how in the Endgame he called her Hawkeye, and to be honest, in the MCU, if you go back and fact check, like watch all the movies, like even when Thor was first in the Thor movie where Hawkeye was first shown, right? They've never used the Hawkeye name in the MCU before that moment right there. So that's the first time they've ever said that. So I think they're really trying to push her to be the new Hawkeye, low key, to set her up. Like she's a little young right now, like she's 16, but like by the new Avengers movie / Young Avengers that I think they're pushing for 2022 to 2021, yeah. I think she's gonna be about 18 or so they can use her for that and just call her Hawkeye, say she's been working for Shield low key or something like that.
Yeah. When they introduce her, like he was saying, I feel like by that time her training and everything with the bow is gonna be real well. So she gonna know how to handle herself in a fight and all that. So then by the time she'll recruit her, she gonna be ready. And y'all probably gonna be thinking like, what are they gonna do with the other Hawkeye, like the original? He probably gonna have his own little Ronin story going on or something. We don't know, or he might just let it all go in general. But she's definitely a great pick for this new Avengers team and the young Avengers team. She definitely lines up with the rest of the the other kids that we gonna present to y'all in the age gap that it has. Now the next character that we have lined up for y'all is Iron Lad. Now you want to give some light on who Iron Lad is, because you probably know more than I do about him.
Okay. My knowledge on Iron Lad is a little light, but from what I do know, right, he's supposed to be like Kang the Conqueror. He's one of the time-traveling villains of the Avengers in the comics, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Iron Lad is supposed to be like a younger version of him who hasn't fully become Kang yet. And so a huge part of his story, which could also lead into the big villain for the young Avengers or the new Avengers, is that they could have Iron Lad on the team fighting his future self or anything like that, to fight from becoming him in the future, right? But the thing that we're thinking is that Harley from Iron Man 3, how he was shown in the in-game and all that, is going to be Iron Lad. And I think that they might change it so that Harley was just like a nickname.
Right.
Harley was just a nickname he had, and he might actually, his full name might actually be the Kang the Conqueror name or whatever like that.
Right.
And I think that his dad, how he didn't have no dad, that it might be some like paradox type stuff where he's his own dad, like no weird stuff, bro. But like, yeah, like he might be his own dad, and that's why Harley was shown in Endgame, so they can set him up to be on the Young Avengers. Because if you look at it, his age really would line up to be Harley, bro. Like to be dead serious.
Yeah.
So I think they might, since he's smart and everything, he might see Tony Stark's stuff, be like, all right, I'm gonna build my own armor because this was my mentor, and I'm gonna make Iron Lad. I'm gonna become Iron Lad in honor of Iron Man since he taught him and everything.
Right.
So they're just kind of changing Harley's backstory a little bit to fit with him more to be a Young Avenger, and I think that would be pretty cool. So that's my thoughts on him.
Yeah. To add on to what you were saying, like a little bit, the fact that, like, you know, the whole father figure thing, I think Tony was like actually a really big father figure like, you know, to him, even though it was for like one movie. But I feel like, you know, he was real hurt when Tony was gone. So hence why he wants to become Iron Lad, because, you know, his father figure, quote unquote, you know, just died, and he feels as though he needs to do something great, or he feel like he needs to, you know, make his own suit, you know, do his own thing, and try to be a hero, or probably just as good as Tony, you know, try to fill in Tony's shoes. But yeah, that's Iron Lad, y'all. And yeah, I don't really know much about the character. He told you more than I probably could, but yeah, that's Iron Lad. We think he'll be a great addition to the team. We actually, I'm gonna say that for later. Next character is Scott Lang's daughter. Is that his name? Ant-Man's daughter?
Cassie Lang.
Yeah, Cassie Lang? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because this isn't Hank Pym. This is Scott Lang that they're doing.
Right. Okay. Yeah, so Ant Girl, or doesn't she have other names too? Because people might know her.
She is Ant Girl, Giant Girl, and she has Stature as one of her names. We're just gonna go with Ant Girl to make it simplistic so y'all don't get confused.
Right. So from what I know about her, I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't really know much about her. I know of her, and I've seen her like in probably like TV shows or whatever. But I ain't really looked in too much into her. But the way how she looked in Endgame, it looked like she was probably older than a lot of the other kids that we already named. So as far as like, you know, the team goes itself, I'm pretty sure she might be the oldest, right?
I can see her being about. I can see her being around the same age as Iron Lad there. Or,
right. They might be the same age. But Hawkeye's definitely 19. Younger.
It'd be about 16, 17, 18. But they can all be around the early 20, like 21 to 15 range, around there if they want to be on the team.
Right.
Everything for younger Avengers.
Right.
See them doing that. But 19 is probably the highest they're going to go.
You know, she gonna be one of the adults that's a part of the team. Like I said, I don't really know much about her, but Tine, do you know? Do you know something about her?
I didn't really do much research to her before this video, but what I'm thinking is she's just gonna play the Ant-Man role that we never got to see in like an original Avengers team, like just constantly on the team. Like she can shrink, grow big. I think she's gonna be kind of like the sort of mini powerhouse that they're gonna need when fighting a lot of the villains. I think Hawkeye, she's gonna be the sniper, obviously. Right. Iron Man, he's gonna be the smart kid, technician for the team, and she could be like the powerhouse. So they'll be like the new big three of the Avengers type of thing.
Right.
That we could see running for the new team of Avengers.
But yeah, I'm actually pretty excited to see what she can do and how they gonna carry her character throughout the story. But okay, so I think we gonna get into the possible mentions, or the because after her we have the honorable mentions, right?
Yeah, the honorable mentions, because Iron Lad, Hawkeye, and Ant Girl, like they're the only three of the new Avengers that we've seen so far, right? With Iron Lad being the oldest, the most we've seen of, well, the first person we saw, Hawkeye being the second person, and then Ant Girl being the third, since she was the last introduced, you know?
Right.
And So yeah, with possible other team members we were hinted at or might have been talked about slash shown was, first of all, one of the most obvious people that's been going around a lot, right, is Morgan Stark, Iron
Uh-huh.
Man's daughter. And a lot of people are thinking she could be rescued, but we were on that wave too for a little bit, but we were starting to think like they already got an Iron Kid type of thing on the
Right, so
team. I
why
don't
would
think
they
they
have
would want to
two?
duplicate that.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like I can see them doing a thing like making her Oracle, because I can't see Pepper allowing her to be on the team type of thing, like allowing her to be on a team, because she saw what that did to Tony. She doesn't want that to happen to her daughter, so I can't really
Right.
see them putting Morgan Stark on there. Maybe a technician at the most, but for them to push Morgan Stark. Plus, Morgan Stark is too young, and I doubt they're going to do another big time skip like they did with Endgame for a lot of characters to grow up. So Morgan would be like 10 years old by the time like the new Avengers came around. So
True, it wouldn't have made sense.
no rescue, but it's a possibility, but I highly doubt it.
Right, right. Yeah, I'm 100% with you on that. Yeah, it's definitely a possibility, but it logically wouldn't make sense. So I couldn't necessarily see them doing it. But yeah, we just thought that we should mention her. She's definitely an honorable mention since she was a big, like, since she hit us pretty hard when it came to Endgame. Like, we weren't expecting Tony to have a diamond. Shit, I wasn't. Time, were you?
I wasn't.
Yeah. I don't think anybody was actually expecting Tony to have a child at that time. So, another honorable mention that we have is Nova. Now, I personally actually like Nova's character a lot. And I think is because there's two different ones, right? You got Sam and then there's another Richard, right?
Yes, Sam and Richard Rider.
Okay, so yeah, Sam. I've seen him like in cartoons and shit and whatnot, right? And at Marvel, they've talked about like having Nova. They were trying to figure out ways how to introduce Nova into the MCU, but then I don't know if they dropped it like all or if they just put it on hold or something. I don't know if they do you know what they did with it? Because I don't know what they necessarily.
Yeah, they put it on hold because one of the main people they've been trying, even longer than a lot more people than you would think, is that they've been trying to get Nova into the MCU, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of put it on because a lot of the scenes with Captain Marvel and all that, those were supposed to be Nova instead of her, but they just went ahead and put her in there because they couldn't figure out how to do Nova the correct way, and it would just be a little bit too clustered with another origin story like his, and just so much you would have to do to introduce Nova. So they're waiting till Phase 4 and all that to try and introduce Nova. That's what I'm pretty sure.
Because I feel like Nova is a pretty cool character, and if he was added to the team, he would. I think he would be the strongest member, right? Yeah.
Because I can see him playing like a sort of like superpowered Thor type of
Yeah,
role
like he'd be like the next door, kinda. So our next honorable mention is gonna be Miles. We're gonna talk about Miles and how they could possibly introduce him. Like I've talked about this, or I've thought about this so much. Like out of all these characters that we have like mentioned, this is probably the number one character I thought about the most. With Miles, they could do hella different shit. Like they might go the multiverse route with him, or they might actually have him grow up. Because in the comics, Miles didn't actually become Spider-Man until he was 13. So when he was mentioned in Homecoming, his uncle said that he was little, but he never specified like what age he was, did he? Like he ain't never specified.
But in the deleted scene, he was able to call him on the phone, so I would think it'd be at least around, at least so like 10 to 12 around there. But,
right.
Maybe a little bit younger. Maybe he was using a parent's phone or something. That's just headcanon for me. But he was talking to Miles on the phone in a deleted scene for Homecoming and all that. So I don't know. I'm hoping they kind of push for one like they did in the most recent Spider-Man TV show, where they have Miles Morales actually be in the city and just actually be a kid that just so happens to get stung by a spider and all that. So he can be in the MCU, and they can have that actor just grow up organically instead of being like going along with the Sony Spider-Man. So I hope they keep those separate, like two separate movies, and hope they kind of push for just a regular Miles. Like they're already doing multiverse with Peter Parker right now, so I don't think they need to do all that with Miles.
Right. They already talking about introducing Venom. Like, yeah, I know Venom probably don't correlate with this topic at all, y'all, but like I'm gonna mention them because it's a great ass example. They talking about introducing Venom. Now he's from the Sony universe, and then who's to say they won't try to do the same thing with Miles? But like Tine was saying, Miles' story is way too great, and I feel like they should just let him grow. Like they need to let him do his own thing in the Sony universe, and like have their own type of thing going on with him, like with their movies and stuff.
We need an MCU specific Miles, not a Sony MCU Miles, just the MCU only and a Sony only Miles, like two different Miles. Like
Right.
people might get confused, but it would be the best for the character overall to make great stories with him.
But I feel like they're gonna mix him in with Peter somehow, at least in one of these upcoming movies. But him having like his own story, like how he does in the Sony universe, and like, you know, if they try to like make that into the MCU, I highly doubt it because he's just too young, and we already got Peter, and he ain't even grown into his own hero yet. So, yeah, I think that's what they can. That's basically what they could do with him. So who's the next character? I think you said Spectrum.
Yeah, this is our last and final character.
Yeah, this is our last honorable mention, y'all.
But I did some research, and she has the same name as Spectrum, the MCU character. And for those, Spectrum isn't really a wide-known character, but she was Miss Marvel at one point, or Captain Marvel at one point in the comics. But but she was also on the Young Avengers team at one point as well. So the powers of Spectrum is that she can take any energy directed at her or like thrown at her, and she can use that energy and throw it back. So as a light spectrum type of thing, and she can transform into that energy and use it to battle for herself. So she's really an OD character. So that would give like how the OG Avengers had two OP people to push them into that realm. So I think that's what they're gonna do. Nova and Spectrum for the two overpowered people, and I doubt they're gonna do Spectrum, but this is just a light theory because she was already shown once, so there's no reason they won't push her again.
So yeah, me personally, I don't really know much about Spectrum, but from what Time was telling me, she sounded like a pretty cool character. So if they do show her, if they do introduce her, I would actually like to see what she can do and what kind of powers she will have, or if they even do go that route with her. Maybe she might just be an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something. We probably will never know. But hopefully we do probably see her in the nearby future in one of these movies. It'd be pretty cool to see her and what she can do, or what kind of skills she probably obtained over all these years, because we ain't seen her since like the 90s, because Captain Marvel took place in the 90s. So she's like way older now. So yeah, I feel like she'd be a pretty great addition if they did add her to the team. But that's it for the honorable mentions, right? Okay, so who do you think is like the most likely out of all these? I feel like it's Nova.
Yeah, out of the honorable mentions, definitely Nova, definitely, because he's been rumored for years at this point, so they're gonna be pushing for him in Phase 4 going on. I know he's gonna be in Phase 4, so I know we're gonna get a Nova movie. I can see. So if we're right, y'all should come back to this video, to be honest, because I know we're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what about you?
I think it's Nova. And as far as like who would probably be it, so the team that we formulated at the end is gonna be Iron Lad, Hawkeye, Ant Girl, and possibly Nova.
Yeah.
That sounds like a pretty cool team. And who do you think could probably be the leader out of all of them?
I want to say Iron Lad because he looks the oldest if you saw him at that funeral. And plus like it'd be kind of like we finally get to see an Iron Man character as the lead or whatever. Like Cassie can be like his second in command, or Hawkeye's, either one of them. But as far as a full-on leader, it's definitely gonna be Iron Lad.
Right. Okay. So yeah, guys, those are our thoughts on the upcoming, new and young Avengers and the team that we formulated and the characters that we think that's gonna be on the team. If y'all think that anybody else could be added to this team or to this list, comment down below and let us know, because like I will gladly answer y'all back and talk to y'all about it, because I'm honestly pretty excited for this movie that they announced, and I actually can't wait to see it. I actually want to see if me and Tine were right about the team matchup, is when as far as like Hawkeye, Iron Lad, and Ant Girl go, I'm pretty sure we're pretty solid. But Nova, we kind of reaching, but I still believe that he's, you know, he might eventually get introduced. But as far as this video go, yeah, I will catch y'all later. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Like, comment, subscribe. Tine, is there anything else you need to say?
No, I'll see you piece of people later though.
Alright, y'all, I'm out this bitch like I always say. Yeah, I'll catch y'all later. And yeah, next video coming soon.